to begin here, guys, just to really touch this up and make this a habit, both from top and bottom, we're gonna start from the shallow underhook, right? So very important that we both know how to position ourselves so that the bottom person, which is what we're focused on this week, knows how to defend and try to fight out, but also the top person knows what they're looking for. So look at how Guy's hand should always be going, put your hand up towards my shoulder, yeah. You should always be having your hand go up because that's gonna make the bridge more possible, and it's gonna me really feel that I need to block that. I've been talking about this a lot. When you're on top here and you're close enough to your partner when he's not able to get a knee shoot frame or any kind of frames where he has that underhook, we shouldn't try to go to the chest, we shouldn't try to go to the head because that's only gonna open up them to go around us. We should try to really weigh ourselves onto that underhook to eventually start walking into the lower back where we can start actually putting pressure chest to chest, right? So knowing that, we're gonna start from that position again. Remember that whenever I find myself here as the bottom guy, I shouldn't take too long to react because the longer I wait here, the more he's gonna weigh himself on my underhook, the worse it's gonna get. So we're trying to build up off of the tip of our toes so it's a strong frame, and whenever, a strong bridge, and whenever I bridge, I extend my arm through so that when I go down, I have more room to start doing my knee shoot. When we're working the knee shoot, guys, I've been really emphasizing this so you guys know, even though we're working a lot of deep half and we're taking advantage of this to get close, you having this knee shoot allows us to back away, arch back. If you're on your side and you create distance between the chest, you can just break free, pull your bottom leg out, go to closed guard, go to open guard if that's something that you prefer. But we've been working on using it to get to deep half guard better, right? So shin doesn't want to be too across as your hip starts getting smashed. I can step my feet together and we're going to use this to dive in. One thing that's been really helpful is grabbing my partner's belt, right? Whenever I can grab the belt with his underhook, even if it's shallow, it gives me a lot of tension. And the tension is what really helps me get his knee off the ground. So look at how from this point on, I'm going to keep pulling the belt into my knee, so keep pulling his hip into my knee, and I'm going to drag my knee against his shin really hard. Now, I need to lower my partner's knee level. So what does that mean? His knee's touching the back of my thigh, right? When I extend my bottom leg down, I lower his leg so his knee's no longer touching my thigh, and now I scoop it off the ground. So a lot of tension on the hip so that he can't come any closer to me, and I start biting it back so that his knee comes off the ground. Now, when we're diving, the two things are really important. Driving my bottom knee onto the back of his knee and shooting my right hand through his back. So look at how I'm going to start rolling, and I can even use this belt grip here to pull him on top of me. We clear the frame. I no longer need this knee shoot here. I want him close to me now, and I go knee onto the back of his knee and hand all the way through. The hand going all the way through, aiming to the back of his head, is going to help us later on when we do some different attacks. But now, the main reason why I'm doing that is so there is no gap. When I land here, no matter if I have the butterfly or not yet, there is no gap between Guy's thigh and my head. You should really think about that, both top and bottom. If you're bottom, you want to have no gap, be on your side to protect yourself from being underhooked in Kimura, being tied over here. And if you're on top, you want to kind of expose that. You want to sit back, make your partner be flat where they can start hugging, dropping their way back down, and be in a dominant position. So you're just going to work on that setup to start here. My partner is weighing himself onto my underhook. Please make this a big habit of you guys here. Whenever you lost the underhook battle or they have the hand in, weigh yourself into it. Don't rush onto the head because it's not going to work. Try to really focus on the hip. Bottom first is going to build off the tip of their toes. I'm bridging into Guy, and every time I bridge, I shoot my hand through just to use that to build up my frame. When we're doing a knee shoot, no matter if we're going to do deep half guard or not, do not get your shin too deep, just a little bit. The tip of my knee, the tip of my shin is enough to create distance and to allow me to come close. And this not only helps me get his knee off the ground, but the biggest thing I feel is like very hard for you to dart, so anaconda, whatever you want to call it, because even if his hand goes in, like on this wizard here, he's not going to be able to get close enough. The knee shoot makes a distance, and if you ever feel like it's getting dangerously close, I can just back away and start over from here, right? But we're going to use this. So again, lower the knee level, so extend my leg down, 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 and then I scoop it off the ground, pulling his heel into me and driving my knee against his hip. Now, I clear this, so this knee is going to go through. As I dive underneath, shooting my knee onto the back of his knee, shooting my hand up all the way up on his back, and then we can now attach the hook. Remember, I need his leg covered. You guys can't do this. Here he's gonna just break free. I need his leg to be covered. So I go from having the leg in between my legs, hooking it, covering it, and then we really try to stay sideways. Knees close to the chest, shoulder down towards the ground, so that we're safe from underhook, from Kimura, and we're gonna start working from here. Okay, so just to warm up, guys, start getting the motion there of getting underneath, and then we're gonna cover the come-ups, forward, back, waiter, all that stuff. Okay? To end the come-up with the duck under too, so it's gonna get nice. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. repeat it, the more you try to understand the options, right? Because we're gonna work on our attacks very based on what he's doing, how he's reacting, right? So even before, and that's something Sarah asked me yesterday, and it's good that you guys know because people could do that, even before we get to deep half. For example, if I'm here, right? The biggest thing that helps me get underneath Gi, especially after I scoop his knee off the ground, is him kind of staying on me, right? So if you feel like your partner sits back from here and kind of puts his hip down, you can not insist, right? If I'm here and his hip is going down, I'm going to lose a little bit of the tension, but I can use the same clearance with my knee going out to just rock up and start trying to get him down, right? And even if we don't succeed on that, so if I'm here, I feel like he's sitting back and I'm trying to come up on top of him, and now he shifts and he goes back on top, we can now dive under. So whenever you're playing deep half, no matter if you're already on it or if you're still setting it up like we're doing, try to feel your partner's weight. We're gonna work a lot based on his weight. So this is one thing you guys can cover. If you're having a hard time getting underneath because he's sitting back, try to rock up. Don't let go completely, but if you feel like you can get on top, good. If he tries to get back on top of you from there, then you dive under, right? And the same thing is gonna happen here. After we're already on our side here, either cupping the knee or even hiding under, but for now we're just focused on trying to cup and tuck our elbow in. We can work on trying to come out the back door, and coming out the back door can be as you're diving. So like if I'm diving in, I got my butterfly and I can keep shooting Gi forward with my hook and with my grip. I can come up on my knee, start getting behind, right? It doesn't have to be off of the setup. I can be there and just kind of push him forward and come out. And a lot of times that's gonna lead me into lead him into a reaction that allows me to sweep him to the other side. So if I push him forward and I start putting his hands on the ground, he knows I might want to get my head out and he could start sitting back. So if I'm pushing him, and I see him coming back, we're gonna turn into him, but I'm gonna have to let everything go. So how can I rock up to my knees going to that side? I have to let go. If I keep my belt grip, I'm not gonna be able to come up to my knees. I'm gonna be stuck here, and this is not a great position to be in. So again, I'm gonna push him forward. He starts sitting back, I let everything go, and now I'm spinning around his leg. So I haven't really done anything to him. I'm just spinning up in the single leg position. If he's already on his butt, easy. I can just put him down, start trying to get me in a half guard. If he's still on his shin, kind of here, almost like a single leg, it's okay. I can trap his leg with my arm through and just try to tap the knee. You just go around, pull it, and then start getting him down. And then same thing. His knees are sideways. You can start trying to smash his hip. You land in a strong position. So try to play with that. Push him forward, forcing that back door exit. If he comes back, we spin around to our knees and come up, kind of face him. And then we'll start touching up a little bit on the waiter sweep as well. It has more steps to it, but it's important you guys know. The more I'm flat, the easier it is for him to attack, the harder it is for me to attack. So look at how I'm gonna be on my side, again, to prevent him from getting under my arm, but that's also gonna make my arm a lot closer to his bottom leg. Right here, very far. No matter if my arms are super long, it's gonna be hard to reach. But once I get sideways, look at how I'm gonna lift his leg without letting the hook go, and I'm gonna place my arm as much as I can. The more arm I have in there, the better, because now, once I release it, my goal is to get his leg to bend. So how I'm gonna do that? I'm gonna use my right foot as a pendulum to move my hip in and to move my leg from below his knee to above his knee. And as I'm doing that, look at how I'm scooping his foot off the ground. I'm not pulling him, put it back. I'm not pulling with my hand. I'm trying to make his leg bend outwards with my leg, and I'm trying to get as deep through, so I pull it with my elbow. Once I have his foot off the ground and his weight is on top of me, it's gonna be easy to sweep. Just try to be careful here on not letting your feet hanging loosely. No matter what belt you are, there are some attacks that they're allowed to do. So the sooner you connect your feet and have that as a reaction, as a habit, the better. Now, even if I started off with a crossed feet, like a close guard, the strong sweeping position or the strong sweeping leverage comes from me having the triangle locked. So I can reopen it, shut it down, close towards the knee, pull him onto his back. Now, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about the come up from here a lot, right? If I just want to get on top, then it's fine. I'm gonna have to release his leg. No matter what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to release the leg. But I would just free it, pinch my knees together, start building up on my knees, and here I can make a decision between going over or under with the way my arms are already, or if I want to go over his leg so I can start climbing up and going into a flat and out half, right? But we've been touching up on the duck under from here because it's an easy position to kind of work it from, and also because there is a strategic side to this. Gi's gonna get swept, right? And he knows that. He's already down his butt. I'm probably gonna come up. So whenever you're about to get swept, guys, and all of you guys here either competed or are gonna compete at some point, so it's something good to have in mind. If Guy can go from a position where instead of having me land in a flat out half, he can grab my leg, drag it across the body, and then drag his leg across, okay, maybe I come up, and depending on where we are in the match, that's good. But now we're in a position where I had to work so hard. I went from being flat in half, to get my knee shield, to get to deep half, to go to waiter, to get on top, and now we're 50-50 where it's easy for him to sweep me back, you know? Of course, I can sweep him back after as well, but it's gonna be very hard for me to get out of here. So that's the scenario I want you guys to work based on. We're gonna be on this waiter sweep position, and he's gonna trap my leg, thinking that he wants to get me in 50-50. And how we're gonna prevent that? We're gonna change our head to the other side first, and now I gotta use my bottom leg to not let him keep my leg in there. So look at how, if his feet are open and we do this first, I go in, hook it, push it forward, bite my leg back. Now, very important guys, you jump a step. I'm not gonna build up on this leg. I wanna free my leg, but I wanna hook it under his knee so he can't pull it back. And not only now he can't pull it back, but now I have this leg free to go. Toes, knee, and come up strong on a duck under, right? So this is also a habit you should have whenever coming up on this duck under. I don't want to be in front. I always want to come around the side, because if Guy reacts and tries to turn into me, I can weigh on his hip for a little bit before actually going into the pass, right? But a lot of times, what happens? He grabs my leg, he crosses his feet, and once he crosses his feet, my hook's not going to be able to find it. So look at how I'm going to go again. Toes, I'm going to come up on my knee. And once I'm up on my knee, I'm gonna kind of lean on him. I need my knee to come off the ground for a second so I can shoot it in there and fall back down. And once my leg is in there, even though your hook's gonna feel a little bit different, you can be trying to still cross his feet, but this is very strong. So I can use this to push, 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 break it open, and same thing. Look at how the bottom one is hooked. I pull the inside one free, and now I have this one hooked, so that even if he tries to reach, try to pull my leg back in, that hook makes it strong, hard for him to pull my leg back. And not only that, when I come up, having that hook underneath his leg makes it really hard for him to hip escape out and turn into me, and then I can just start going around. Okay, so that's why I said in the beginning you shouldn't memorize, because if you try to memorize, oh, he's putting his leg here, like that, it's too much. You know, your memory is not that good to memorize all that. But if you understand what's going on, it's a little easier to know where how you're supposed to react. So again, we'll work on the basic deep half sweeps. So focus on exposing the back door first, and if you can, push the hook, push the bell grip, get around. Great. If your partner sits back on you from it, we spin around the leg and just use this to kind of wrestle up on his leg and get a sweep. And those are a little easier to grasp, right? And then we're gonna start doing, what is this? And then we're gonna start doing the waiter sweep as well. Sideways, 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 lift as much arm as you can in there. Then we look to get a bend on the knee by pendulum, climb the leg, scooping his knee off the ground, connect our feet. Open it up, weigh it down, pull him onto his back. Oh, I just want to come up, that's fine. You come up into half, that's okay. Now, if my partner anticipates, or if I want to kind of play the duck under a little bit, he traps my leg. I can't come up anymore. We duck underneath, get the hook. If I got it right here, easy. I can just hook, start coming up off to the side. If his feet are connected, we got to build up. So we go up, lean, knee, back down, use this to break free, and then same thing. You can hook and come around this side. So again, might be a lot, but most of you guys have been doing this whole week, so shouldn't be a lot, you know? So just try to play with it. Try to grasp as much as you can. We'll keep talking about this stuff next week, so you guys are gonna keep learning from there, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. But I'll leave it up to the bottom person if they want to start with their feet open or if they want to start with their feet closed. It's up to you. These goals are gonna be here. Coming up would be a goal, right? So you don't get swept at all. But it's very hard. So instead of having you guys fight so hard to come up, I want you guys to focus on one thing. He's gonna start hugging my leg like this. Just hug your leg with your hands. His goal is either to get me to 50-50, and bringing someone 50-50 pretty much consists on, see how his leg is already across my hip from the inside out, and my leg is still on this side. This is not good for him, because if I'm able to come up like this, it's not 50-50, it's a leg drag for me. So how can he bring my leg to the other side? He could just push with his hands, but in my opinion, the most efficient way is diving under. So you see how he dives under the cross arm? Because now, once he does that, no matter how much I try to pull it back, it's gonna be really hard. And if I insist on keeping this angle, I know not all of you guys still are able to do knee bars, but I'm exposing my knee. So my reaction, once I feel my knee straighten like this, is gonna be to accept 50-50. I don't really have much more to do. I can accept it coming up, or I can even just stay down, but now turn my knee in position where I'm not gonna get finished, but but I lost the battle and I am in 50-50, right? So that's one of the goals from Gui, trying to not let me do the duck under at all and bringing me into 50-50 to defend the sweep, putting me in a position where he's gonna be easy to sweep me back. Number 2 goal, if you fail on that, so same thing, right? I'm here, but let's say that he wasn't able to bring me 50-50, I kept my control strong and I'm coming up. The next best thing that you can do is not get past, right? So I'm gonna try to come up, coming off to the side. So I always try to come off to the side, weigh on my partner's hip very hard so that he can't turn in. So the bottom person, once you find yourself here, you already got swept, you wanna at least try to turn in and get your guard back. So if you can free your hip, face me again with this frame, now you're better off. This we can come over, you can start building up a guard, right? So for that not to happen as the bottom person, the main thing you should be focused, besides freeing your leg and making that leg hook the back of the knee, is not let his hip face me. So you see how tight I am here from the beginning. I'm hugging his thigh with this hand, my head is on the outside, and a lot of times I can post his hand, but I can also grab onto the belt, especially because after I was able to come up, he knows I'm coming up, he's gonna be trying to turn into me. So having these grips, maybe even getting it deeper, it's like I'm trying to pull his hip up to make him turn that way. That goes directly against what he wants to do, and it might give me a better chance of succeeding. When I've been like playing with this in training, I feel like if you rush, so like I come up and I rush to go side control, it's easier for him to hip escape underneath me and get a frame. So if you do come up and he wasn't able to turn into you yet, I would take some time here first, because if I weigh on the side of his hip, it's going to be very hard for him to hip escape, and he's going to slowly fade in a way that when I not even realize, I'm going to be on his side already without really fighting for it. Of course I'm fighting for it, but I'm not trying to get chest to chest right away. I'm aiming on the hip. The hip is the most important thing when you're passing, not the chest. The chest is going to be there when he's flat. So focus on killing your partner's hip. If he can't turn into you, he's not going to be able to recover guard. Okay, so again, we're going to start here. I'm going to be tight on his leg. My leg's going to be in there. He's just hugging with 2 hands. Number 1 goal, bring me to 50-50. So look at how this hand elevates the leg, cross hand dives under, because now once he has it in, I'm going to be forced to accept. Now he can start hipping in himself, hip in, and we're going to be 50-50 no matter if I come up or not. Number 2 goal, if you can't make that happen and the top person is able to come up, when you feel me coming up, for example, if I come up wrong, I don't go on the side of his hip, I come up in front of him, it's very easy for him. Okay, so like I was saying before, it's still a sweep for me, okay, good, but I'm not going to be dominant and he's going to have the chance to attack me back. 50-50 is better because he's going to be able to sweep me right away, but even if he just recovers a guard, it's better than just being swept into side control. Okay, so we're only going to do that. I won't have you guys do deep half or anything like that, just so we get more and more familiar with it, okay? Take your time, guys. Don't be in a rush to get out of the position. Fight from it, so you guys all understand top and bottom, defending, attacking, all those options, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3!